Hi everybody, Meg here. I am talking this week about cumulative trauma, and I wonder how many of you even know what cumulative trauma is. Most of us think of trauma as an event that happens that's really not a good event, whether it's war, whether it's a car accident, a natural disaster, threat to ourselves, whether it's a burglary or a rape or something like that. Most of us think of trauma as one of those situations. But reality is trauma is not an event. Trauma is the body's response to the event. It is how we physiologically respond to what this event is and what happened. Some people will go to war and they'll come back and everything will be fine. They don't have any ongoing symptoms. Other times people go off to war and they just can't get it out of their head. It's just constantly replaying over and over and over. If that's the case, since there are two different responses, we can't say that war is the trauma. War is not the trauma. The physiological effects are the trauma. So if you look at it that way, our body, our brain is just trying to protect us. Our brain is saying, this event is a serious threat to my safety. And the amygdala doesn't know the difference between real perceived emotional and physical dangers, and it doesn't know the difference between your story and mine. So when I'm watching a scary movie and I jump, my amygdala is telling me that something right here in my environment is dangerous. So the physiological response is what the trauma is. So if you look at it that way, cumulative trauma can happen every single day to everybody. It doesn't mean that everybody has PTSD. That's not what I'm looking at. I'm not saying that if you have cumulative trauma symptoms that you have post-traumatic stress disorder. But what I'm saying is these symptoms that you're feeling, if you're having a racing heart frequently, if you are having trouble sleeping, irritability, withdrawing behaviors, like you don't want to be with people anymore as much, stomach aches, headaches, a lot of physical symptoms. These could all be signs that there's a cumulative trauma buildup in your brain. And your brain is just trying to support you, just trying to help you. And it doesn't know what else to do. The body and the brain work very well together. And when one piece is out of sync, it all gets out of sync. So your stomach is all wound up, your heart's all wound up, your brain's all out of control, and it's all because of this buildup. So could you be suffering from the effects of cumulative trauma and not even know it? You're going to the doctor and you're trying to get help for gastrointestinal issues. You're going to the doctor and you're trying to get help for blood pressure issues. You know, there might be an underlying cause that therapy can be very, very effective for. Helping you work through everything that's gone on in your brain and making sense of it, letting it go, and helping you to work through all of that stuff in your brain. It does not mean that you're good or bad. It does not mean that you are weak or strong. All it means is sometimes people have these little things that happen every single day that really stress them out to the point where their body is constantly in the stress response. And that stress response is the fight-flight response. It's the same thing, whether you're angry, whether you're scared, whether you're stressed out, whether you're excited. Physiologically, the same thing happens in the body. So if we think about cumulative trauma, you might be looking at some of your symptoms and trying to work on some of them in one way, but as a holistic look at your health, take a look at some of the cumulative trauma too. Take a look at my blog this week to see if you have, if any of the symptoms there seem to match for you. If so, feel free to give me a call or feel free to give another therapist a call just to talk it through and find out, is this a possibility? Do I have a cumulative trauma issue? And if I do I need a little bit of therapy to help me work through it? Even if it's not a cumulative trauma issue, you might find that therapy can be very beneficial in helping you with some of the stress management, getting through day to day. All right, so take a look at my blog, https://megyounglcsw.com / my blog. All right, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys next week.